Today, we are investigating the Whaley House in San Diego. We are now at the Whaley House, which is known as America's most haunted house. So I'm feeling much more energy at the Whaley House than I actually felt at the Queen Mary. This is still going crazy. Yeah, so it says sit and then show. Maybe they wanted us to sit and watch the show. This is going crazy in here. Welcome to where you are right now. I was just explaining to her that I feel like there's kind of like a male energy that's not as nice and maybe not as willing to have other people in his home. So we're currently by the shed where unfortunately the one daughter took her own life. We did see some butterflies here.
I think the butterfly.
There's a
What is that
butterfly.
called?
So I wonder if maybe that's like a sign that she is here and maybe at peace. Hi, my name's Hannah and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things spooky. So today's video is really exciting because we are investigating what's known as America's most haunted house, the Whaley House in San Diego. So my mom and I went on a vacation to visit my cousin who lives in San Diego, California. I live in Pennsylvania, so it was definitely a bit of a hike for us, but I've always wanted to visit California, and we finally were able to do so. So thank you, my cousin Sean, for letting us crash at his place. But before we went to San Diego, we actually investigated the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. If you guys would like to check that video out, I'll have that in the description below, as well as a link to our California vlog. Real quick, I'm wearing my Whaley House t-shirt that I got from the Whaley House, and I just had to show that off real quick. But yeah. Before we get into today's investigation, I just wanted to give a quick intro on the Whaley House so you guys know a bit of the history. Let me just say that the Whaley House is crazy haunted. Like, we had activity the entire time we were there. In fact, we actually got more activity there than we did at the Queen Mary. Thankfully for us, the Whaley House doesn't have any dark entities. All the spirits there are pretty friendly. It's actually haunted by a family, the Whaley family. So the Whaley family, unfortunately, had horrible luck. The Whaley House was plagued by family tragedy, from failing businesses, the loss of a child, a devastating suicide, and more. Before Thomas Whaley purchased the land for the Whaley House, that land was used as an execution site, and a man known as Yankee Jim was executed there. But Yankee Jim was very tall, and unfortunately when he was hanged, because of how tall he was, his feet dragged, and it resulted in a slow and agonizing death. Thomas Whaley bought the house anyways, but unfortunately the tragedy didn't stop there because his family had misfortune for the rest of their lives. Thomas Whaley owned a business in the Whaley House. He sold pipes and whatnot. Unfortunately, his business started to fail. He was losing a lot of money, but that's only the beginning. Unfortunately, Thomas and his wife lost their 7-month-old son to scarlet fever. And then, unfortunately, their daughter Violet fell in love with someone who turned out to be a con man. She got married to him very young, and he actually ended up writing her a letter saying that he wasn't the man she thought he was. He was sort of after their money. He didn't have much money himself, but he told her that he still loved her and promised to come back for her whenever he made back some money. Well, he never ended up coming back for Violet, and Violet divorced at the age of 19. Divorce at that time was very taboo, and although her family was very supportive of her, the townsfolk were not. People would gossip about her and just say horrible things about her, and unfortunately Violet felt like she had no choice other than to take her own life. There were also multiple fires that happened on this property, which is believed to have been arson. So the Whaley family just had horrible luck. And now the Whaley House is said to be very haunted, which I can say that in my opinion, it definitely is, because we got activity the entire time we were there. Now, my mom, my cousin, and his girlfriend and I all went to the Whaley House, but we did a self-guided tour, so we were kind of able to explore ourselves. This was during the day. There is an after dark tour, but you're doing an investigation with a bunch of other people, and I just wanted to kind of do my own thing. So that's what today's video is. I know that this is the part that you guys have all been waiting for, so without further ado, let's get into the investigation. We made it to the Whaley House, America's most haunted house. We are now at the Whaley House, which is known as America's most haunted house. I am so excited. This is in San Diego, in Old Town. So it's Old Town, San Diego, and I'm very excited. I have my mom here again with me, as well as my cousin and his girlfriend. In order to investigate here, we decided to do the self-guided tour because it gives you access to the whole house and you're able to just walk around investigating and doing whatever at your own pace. A huge plus of the self-guided daytime tour is that it's only $15 compared to the nighttime investigation tour, which is about $130 per person, and you have to investigate in a group. We're already getting some activity. This thing never goes this crazy.
Be Mary, it would be green.
Yeah, it was kind of dead.
Let me take a picture of it.
That's an EMF.
Yeah. My mom whipped out her ghost app, which surprisingly gets a lot of answers. Marriage. Huh. Do you think we're talking to the woman? I forget. It was a Victoria. Let me ask.
They had a bunch of like stuff that they used to sell here, and then upstairs.
This is still going crazy.
Like this room alone, the room was a ballroom and a billiards hall, a holding place, and Sunday school, a toy store.
Okay.
Violet was used by his dad because he wanted to be a musician. And I guess his dad
So he was abused by him. Was that Mr. Whaley?
marriage or step. Those are the ones I have from today.
We continued our investigation upstairs, which is where one of my favorite rooms in the house is, which is known as the theater room. This used to be an old theater where plays and stuff were shown. And don't worry, that's not a ghost, that is a hologram. But just look at how cool this room is. This is still going crazy. This is going crazy in here. It wasn't doing anything in that other room. So, what happened?
One lady said, "Did you feel this breeze?" And then fan came up on my
That is so cool.
and then jump, descend, gaze, and someone named Sarah.
Is there anybody named Nick?
Or Sarah.
Or Sarah? I was just gonna ask the dowsing rods. So you can cross for yes and spread for no. Is there anybody here with us right now? Yes. Can you uncross the rods for me? Okay. Is this the person that we were picking up earlier? Maybe there's one.
Is there someone named Sarah here?
So it is a Sarah. And it uncrossed the rods for me. Sarah, can you point to where you are right now? Maybe there are multiple people. So there might be someone here and then someone there. That's interesting. I wanted to ask if it was to confirm. I just wanted to confirm, are we speaking with a woman right now? Thank you for talking with us. That's crazy. We weren't getting like any of this activity at the Queen Mary. I'm not really feeling anything This room is basically like an information room about the archaeological timeline of the Whaley House. So all of this has been excavated in the Whaley House. But again, I'm not really feeling anything in this room. But it's very cool to see all the stuff that has been used.
So Hannah, I know that you said you don't feel anything in this room, but you felt a lot over in the room we were just in. What were you feeling?
I feel like there's a woman almost following us around, but she might be in here right now. But I feel like there's somebody who feels comforted by us. And I don't know if it's because we're women as well, or if it's because we're more open to the paranormal. But I feel like that the woman Sarah, which I don't know, I'm horrible with names. I don't know if there was a Sarah living here, but I definitely feel like there's a woman named Sarah that's kind of attached to the house. That at least in that room was.
Or maybe an item that was placed in the house?
Right, it could be an item that she was attached to, but I feel like she was downstairs as well and followed us up. I wasn't feeling as much energy in the dining room area, but I was definitely feeling it in the theater. As well as like that first room. I don't know what the room was considered.
Well, another lady I was with said that something kept calling her back to that room.
Right, I guess. I think there was a medium here, and she was saying that she felt like a calling to that room as well. So there must be something there. And I'm very thankful for her speaking with us and feeling confident enough to speak with us through the dowsing rods. She was speaking like really, it was very strong. Well, my mom was just explaining that in the one room that there was like hair, which
It's displayed and it's art. It's done loved one's hair.
so Sarah might not be someone that was in like the Whaley family, but somebody that they knew. So, or even someone else that was just has something attached to the house, like her hair. So it says hot, which it is kind of hot in this house. Get out.
Well, maybe it's time to go.
We could move to another room. I feel like there's a male entity that's not as kind. I was just explaining to her that I feel like there's kind of like a male energy that's not as nice and maybe not as willing to have other people in his home.
There.
And it's saying Gabriel.
But before that it said Mark. Gabriel.
So this was Thomas Whaley Jr.'s room. So I'm feeling much more energy at the Whaley House than I actually felt at the Queen Mary. Yeah, my mom just said about it being a smaller space, so maybe you can just feel more.
Maybe at a Queen Mary, such an isolation.
Right. I feel like smaller spaces create more energy. Yeah, so it said sit and then show. My mom thought, well, she had the suggestion that maybe they wanted us to sit and watch the show.
Because they were playing the show in the theater, the last show that they showed.
Yeah. The Victorian hair wreath is what my mom was talking about earlier. This was like the family room / living room of the Whaley House. You can't go in this part, but it's really cool to see because it looks like how it used to back in the day. We returned back to this room because everyone left. And we were getting a lot of energy in here earlier. So we're currently by the shed. This is the shed where unfortunately the one daughter took her own life because her husband turned out to not be the man that she thought he was. So they ended up divorcing. She divorced at the age of 19, which was very taboo at the time. People didn't really divorce back then. So although her family was very accepting of her, the people in the town were not. And she just felt like there was no other way out, unfortunately. And she took her own life here. So I was going to try and see if I could maybe make contact with her. We did see some butterflies here. So I wonder if maybe that's like a sign of good luck and a sign that she is here and maybe at peace. Spread for now is Violet here with us now.
Don't be afraid.
Can you point to where you are right now? I don't know if it's pointing here or like.
Please point to
Please
where
point
you are.
to where you are right now. The wind is also blowing really heavy. So like this area?
Yeah, maybe she's right here. All right, I'm cutting this off.
So we are currently in the first cemetery in San Diego.
Sentenced him to be hanged by the neck until death. The poor fellow could not believe that he was to be hanged until the very last moment.